That's so loud.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But this is the Until Next Week podcast.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like
it's
the
hot.
mic.
What? Who?
Drop it like it's Mike's milk.
Mike's milk. Oh.
R.I.P. to a
rip,
real one.
rip.
Yeah.
Yes,
R.I.P.
Michael Fuller, one of the OGs.
Exiled from K-Life.
One of the best of the best we've ever had on this pod.
We had to kick him out of K-Life.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He was just too base. We weren't base enough to hold up his baseness, and that's why his baseness is leaving the country.
Well, he supported Hunter Biden. That's why we had to remove him.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. So yeah, we kicked him out of K-Life, and he won't be back, but we are back because this is the Until Next Week podcast, episode 27.
Happening right now.
And I fully expect to get a text from Michael Fuller as soon as he listens to this. It's all true, though.
It is
100% true.
You got kicked out.
And yeah, I hope you enjoy the episode. Yeah, we're back. Dane, how you feeling?
I feel like we recorded 4 days ago.
Was it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days? Sunday,
Was it
Monday,
really only
Tuesday?
3 days
Today's only
ago?
Tuesday.
Today's Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's definitely Wednesday.
It just time flies when you're having fun, man. It's the work week. What else could you be doing? You know?
have fun at work?
No.
I'm so mischievous at work. It's hilarious.
Well, that's why they call you fat, because you're so mischievous.
They said it again today.
That's so sad. One of my coworkers literally was like, I don't know, is your co-host, is he kind of a bigger guy? I'm like, not really. They just call him fat.
I'm 170 pounds for the people
pure
listening.
beef.
Pure beef.
It's a
Prime
pure, a pure grimace.
Prime Angus.
Have
You know who's not 170 pounds of lean muscle? Also sucks as an athlete?
Oh, oof. That's a lot. It could be a lot of different people.
Lindsey Reed sucks as an athlete.
Lindsey, I didn't put this in the notes, I promise. I don't know why he hates you so much, but he also loves you so much. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense that he loves you because you're siblings, but I don't understand all of this hate.
I have a short story.
Okay, go. Okay, time.
One time, Lindsay was like running for cross country for D1 Missouri State.
Okay, did she win?
She did not win.
Okay, did she run for the next election too?
Nope. She lost because she's a libertarian, but not actually. But she was
Johnson.
like, I need to like run and get some miles in. And I said, all right, let's race. And she said, all right. And then off went the gun. Yeah. And it was raining and I won. Ran 3-point-something miles and beat her because she does not know how to put one foot in front of the other.
You just put one foot in front of the other. That's all you got to do.
That's not
Then you'll be walking out the door.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that the only reason we don't need to go into a hate Lindsey Reed segment.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have my top 10 haters.
Oh, wait, you actually have the list already?
I kind of do. By that, I mean no.
Okay, so you're still in the process, but you've decided some of the people who might be on the list.
Yes, exactly.
And you're giving a little sample, a little teaser trailer of who it could be.
Yeah, and I can't give you number one.
Yeah.
But let's just see they're a 4-time defending champion.
Oof.
Those of you who are loyal fans to Dane Biesmeyer.
Yeah, the loyal fans, because we're on episode 27, and if this is a yearly list...
It is.
We wouldn't have discussed it last year on the pod.
This will be my 4th year in a row making the list of Dane's top, quote, player haters.
Do you make awards for the individuals who you put on this list?
I did.
Oh, okay.
So last year, for Christmas, I gave somebody who was number one a plaque that said 2022 player hater of the year and a picture of them.
That's so good. That's so nice of you.
It was only $10.
Wow.
But also, I had to change it from Dane's haters to Dane's player haters because first year of the list, people were saying, Dane, you cannot put Lindsay above Satan.
Was Satan on the list?
Satan was number 3.
Oh. Wait. 2 people made it ahead of Satan.
Satan's not a player hater. He's an overall hater.
So he's not on the list anymore, I'm hoping? Or did you move him down?
He's not.
He's now 666.
No, he's... Dang it.
Yeah.
He's not on the list anymore.
Okay.
He's exempt because I guess he would just win every year, technically.
Even though you put him 3rd before.
Yeah, because people were like, Dane, you can't say that about Lindsay.
Yeah, so Dane, why do you struggle so much? Is it because like Satan's tempting you? No. He's actually 3rd on the list.
It's actually Lindsey Reed.
Yeah. Hey, you haven't dropped the list yet.
Well, she was defending champion.
Okay, at that point, you're saying past years.
Past champions.
Past year, she was 3, and you said there's a chance somebody might win a 4th year in a row. But you haven't said who the number 1 player hater could or could not be.
I'll come up with my list, and next week on the pod, I'll release it.
Okay. Man, and I'll be after the 4th of July and everything.
Oh, man, we might
This
have some
list will go
stories.
off with a bang.
Dang it.
Pun intended.
Dang it. I may be missing limbs by this time next week. I'm an avid fireworks person.
Makes sense. I mean, with your orange hair.
With my explosive personality.
Yeah,
How about that?
Yeah, that too.
Hey, you know what else is hot?
Snoop Dogg.
No, weddings.
Again, I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm the king. It's the first one topic right here.
Wings?
Weddings.
I thought you said wings.
Wings are also
because
hot.
You said hot. I'm like, hot wings makes sense. I've been watching a lot of hot ones lately, so
don't watch that.
It's a good show.
It's okay.
Only if you have the right people being interviewed.
I'm unimpressed.
Okay. Have you ever watched it?
I've seen clips.
Have you ever seen the one with DJ Khaled?
No.
He was like one of the first ones ever, and literally like 2 wings in, he's like, "Oh man, this is too hot, man. I can't do anymore. You just finish all my wings from here on. I'll still do the interview, but man, this is tough." It was like 2 wings in. They had like sriracha on it.
Did you know I have eaten the hottest sauce that they had on there one time?
Do you know that I guess the hottest sauce isn't actually the hottest sauce?
That's crazy.
Apparently, the bomb is notoriously actually like the hottest sauce, and it's the most painful. And then I guess the other ones aren't actually that bad.
Yeah,
is what I've heard.
So there was one called Death Sauce, and I got it at Lake of the Ozarks from my dad one year for Father's Day.
Of course, Lake of the Ozarks guy would have Death Sauce.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And so I put it in a bunch of salsa one time, wiped the rim, licked it. That lit me up. I was like, oh, God.
That's rough.
And then I was like, I can't eat this salsa knowing how much I put it in there. And now we still have it years later.
I probably should throw it out.
Probably. But why would we do that?
You're going to use it for your player haters. You throw it in their face when they win.
Might as well.
Yeah.
But no, Mark would do anything before he wasted $1. And so
even though you would waste a lot more money on hospital bills when you go to the emergency room.
No, we're not going. You think we go to the emergency room?
That's true. You'd go to... I don't know.
Go to the cow doctor.
Yeah, the cow doctor. That makes sense. I mean, that's what a lot of people do nowadays. I guess it was more horse doctor the past couple of years.
Exactly.
Yeah. So actually getting to our normal segments, I went to a wedding last week.
Doubt it.
And do you remember what we talked about last week on the podcast?
Hot weddings.
Yeah, we talked about hot weddings. We talked about our highs and lows of weddings, and especially... Let's think about the highs of wedding, especially the heat.
You said getting high at a wedding?
You're getting high at a wedding, especially with the heat. It is June.
It is June.
And
how many degrees was it today?
It was blazing. I walked outside of work. I'm like, oh my word. I thought you did drop your list because Satan was all around. Like, oh my word.
My car said 104.
Yeah, I think the high tomorrow or the next day is like 103. And we're literally in Missouri.
I'm ready for it.
Like, we're not even the hottest part of the country, and it's nuts. So you would think in this crazy heat, hey, if you're having a wedding, it'll be indoors. It would be dumb to have an outdoor wedding unless you're Grayson and Trent.
In which that was a wonderful wedding because it was 72 degrees that day.
Yes, if you're Grayson and Trent and you have a beautiful weather wedding day, then it's okay. You know? It really is okay in those scenarios.
Yeah.
But I went to a wedding and we got there and we're like, why are all the chairs outside? That's a funny thing to do. And then why is the DJ outside?
Do we have to carry him?
And I was like, why are all the people standing outside in the shade?
They must be sheep.
It's probably because it's 100 degrees and you don't want to be in the sun. But no, it was an outdoor wedding. And we literally talked about it that morning. One of your least favorite parts of weddings, outdoor weddings. And then I clarified when it's really hot.
Yeah.
And it was a hot outdoor wedding.
Yeah.
I was a sweaty boy.
You were.
And there was a lot of sweaty people around me dripping in their seats.
You're already a sweaty boy in general.
Yes, but I left less of a drip than other people because clothes I wore absorbed more.
Ew.
Other people, it was just like, ooh, that is a puddle in your seat.
Ew. Somebody wipe that down.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little nasty. But yeah, it was an outdoor wedding. Luckily, they kept it pretty quick, which was good. But it was just so hot.
It is hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, very much so. But, you can still redeem your wedding if that's the only bad part. But I also mentioned long ceremonies in general are bad. And while the ceremony was not long, the wait between the ceremony and getting your food was about 2 hours.
Oh my goodness!
It was, or at least an hour and a half. It was. They had like a whole schedule of how everything would go, and at one point, I think we're about an hour behind from when it said food starts getting served to when we got our food. And again, if you remember last week, I said some of my highs, like have appetizers and like Shirley Temples, that kind of stuff, and coffee, and then it's okay with the wait. But you know what?
None.
They didn't have appetizers. They didn't have coffee. They had a bar, but the line wrapped around basically the building.
Well, and you didn't have your flask of Baja Blast, did you?
No, they did have some like Sprite and like Cokes you could grab, but I was really craving that Shirley Temple. Didn't get the Shirley Temple, but
you drunkard.
It was rough. It was rough.
It was rough.
I don't really know. Something else I would even mention last week, which I didn't know would be a problem because I didn't know people.
Yeah, did you object?
Huh?
Did you object?
I should have, but I didn't know the groom and the bride, so they would have been like, who's that dude?
I object, and then you start running.
Sorry, this is really hot. I gotta go. I object to the bathroom. I'm going there right now.
I have to go cry.
But something that I would never even thought of that is apparently pretty important is assigned seating at weddings.
Yeah, low key.
Especially when it's a packed wedding.
Yeah.
Because we got there and there were so many people and we're like, how are we going to put our big group together? Because we did have one person in our group find a spot early.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
But then they're like, hey, this is actually reserved for like the groom's family.
Probably not.
I'm like, why didn't you have it assigned so we know?
Somebody probably just made that up on the spot.
Yeah, so we were kind of stressing for a little bit. We eventually did find a table, but
I would have sat on the floor and protest.
Yeah, it was not a good scenario. And then they had like one of the DJs that's like over happy. He's like, I hope you have a good time. Like, we're going to have such a great time. But I'm going to release you by table for food. I'm like, we're hungry now. It's like, there's still a few tables ahead of you. I'm like,
no, there's not.
What's the deal? So we eventually did get in line after forever, and then he cut ahead. I'm like, okay, I see how it is. It's cutting ahead of us. He's like, I don't want to pass out. I'm like, I don't care about you.
Dang it.
But that was my slight rant on weddings. I feel like I've been to enough weddings where I have a good list going on like what to do and what not to do. And this was a big what not to do wedding.
DJs just need to orchestrate and add order to the wedding, but instead
order in the court.
The worst part about a DJ is if you're sitting right next to the DJ and it's so loud and you can't like have a conversation with anybody except for your own thoughts, which are running rampant, but then you can't hear those.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's tough noodles.
Yeah, really tough noodles. They are not boiled at all. They're just straight tough. They break under pressure
Al
like
dente.
I do in those scenarios.
In the tough noodles?
Yeah.
I get that.
But on the bright side, they did have Olive Garden, and I grabbed like 18 of those mints. Those chocolate mints.
My goodness.
That was the
last
best
time
part.
I went to Olive Garden, I was like, hey, I like those mints. And they said, you want some more? I said, yes. They brought me a bag of mints.
It's a big basket full. I'm like, these are all the mints. Back up your car. We'll fill it up.
Well, now that I said that, I should also mention she told me not to tell anybody.
But we did not specify locations. Which Olive Garden.
Not in Springfield.
Who it is. And we didn't specify which Springfield. You don't know where we're recording right now.
Yeah, I'm in Springfield, Columbia.
Yeah, I'm Springfield, North Korea.
Hey, you know what grinds my gears?
Oh, Dane. I know you have long lists of what grinds your gears.
I have so many lists.
One of them is literally the list you're making. But what else is grinding your gears on this Wednesday?
This Wednesday,
yes,
6/28 in 2023, the year of our Lord.
Yes,
is going to be creepy dudes.
Creepy dudes.
Yes.
Are you? Okay, explain. Because I feel like we could be defined as creepy.
No.
Okay, then you define your creepy dudes.
So, my Sunday night, this past Sunday, ended with me going and sweeping a house, making sure there were no burglars or ruffians in the home.
Ooh. Were you? What kind? Do you use a mop too?
No, we didn't use a mop because there was no water available.
Well, okay, but so how much dust did you collect?
Well, no dust.
Well, you were sweeping it.
They collected these hands. That's what they collected.
Order the court.
Dang it. But so I get out of small group, talking to a good friend of the podcast, Jake Pridgeon.
Oh, Jake, you know you don't listen.
I know you listen, Jake. You secretly listen. You're a closet until next week fan.
Yes, you're until next week or until you die.
I think you told me you'd rather listen to
grass grow.
No, glass break.
We could add that if you want. I don't really want to add it right here.
We could do that.
But I'm not going to.
But and we're walking out, and then his lady friend's like, "Hey, call me,
maybe,
because I have a thing."
Was he saying she said to you or him?
Him.
Okay, that's probably good.
Yep.
Strong relationships.
She was like, "Call me. I have to tell you something," and then calls her, and he goes, "Uh huh. All right, I'll bring Dane." And I said, "What'd you just sign me up for?"
Yeah. It's like, I'm busy.
And he said, apparently there's some dude messing around at their house. And I said, we're going to ride out tonight. And so we rolled out, and it went from we're praying, like, oh, how's your week going? How's your heart doing? Blah, 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 to let's go in this guy right now. Yes. And we get there, nobody's there, but I pull out my bat. And then we sweep the house, we sweep the yard, check everywhere, and there was nobody there. And thus, there was a skunk. We saw a skunk, and me and Jake ran like little girls.
So if there would have been like creep or criminal, you would have gone for it. But because there's a skunk, you're out of there.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to be sprayed. If the creepy man sprayed me, I would. I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah, if he had just lift up his tail and point it towards you, you're like, ooh. This guy is creepy.
Shout out to our skunk of the week, Stella. If you get that reference, you're a real one.
I don't get it, but we can keep on going.
It's from Over the Hedge.
I probably have watched that movie one time back when it came out in like 2007.
Missing out on cinematic masterpiece.
I'm sorry. I really am.
What grinds your gears, man?
You know, I mentioned, kind of like the wedding part, but honestly, whenever I give you wrong information on the podcast.
Yeah, Lindsay Reed is actually disrespectful.
You deserve better than that, and I apologize. I realized last week when I was so excited to get our voice memo from Allie Hoopy, shout out Allie Hoopy, I said that she was our first voice memo ever, which
sorry, Allie,
was not completely true because the one, the only...
Fudge! Jose Altuve to 3-run homer.
Are we losing?
Yeah, 8-7.
Dang it. That also grinds my gears.
That's really grinding of my gears.
That's really stupid.
It was Gallegos.
Dang it. That grinds my gears. But also, Lindsay Reed was our technical first voice memo ever because she left us an Instagram voice memo message, and I played it at one point on the pod. So Lindsay's the first. We forgot about it, but she's a true fan. She really is.
What if my brother listens?
Who?
My brother.
Hopefully he does.
I doubt it. He told me I looked busted the other day.
Yeah, it's okay. But he didn't say you sounded busted.
That's a good point.
So you can still get the podcast in.
He said something else I can't quote.
But it's okay. But Allie Hoopy was the first to send us a official voice memo through like our voice memo feature like on Spotify where you can click the link and then record, and then we get a cool little message about it.
So I think she wins.
She's the first official way to do it, but then we got the first one unofficially from Lindsay. So I just had to clear that up. I know you were probably all stressed out there when I was saying that last week.
I was so stressed.
It is corrected now, so you no longer will have your gears grinded. Your grinds geared.
Your gears grinded.
Your gears grinded geared.
No.
Yes.
You remind me of a Bartlett pear.
Who? A Bartlett pear?
Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of our what's grinding our gears. We'll see what happens next week.
Brought to you by Baja Blast. Find your beach.
In more ways than one.
Hey, I'm on a beach right now.
So yeah, that was our Grinds My Gears segment. We got a little sports talk segment. I don't know if we have a lot, but Dane ripped off his shirt.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, he's excited for what I'm about to say because we had our wiffle ball league right after work today, and we won 14-2.
Woo!
Yeah. We played another team who was not very good.
Yeah, they weren't.
It got to the point where I was just kind of lobbing the ball to them. I'm like, I'll just let them put it in play. One of their players came late. I gave him a lob. He hit a bomb. I'm like, maybe I need to pitch better.
Never again.
Yeah, but then we went on a big streak. We were hitting home runs left and right into the street, which was pretty cool.
Good.
And then I did hit for the cycle, which was huge.
Finally.
And finished like the complete game. I think I had 12 strikeouts in 5 innings. Good day. So that is my sports talk.
Well, unfortunately, we require absolute perfection at all times.
I was disappointed because last week I did throw a no-hitter, and these are, I think, were the first runs I gave up on the year.
Man, you should have gotten ejected.
You're probably right, but, what is your sports thought for today?
Well, in other news, the Cardinals are trash, and we need to not sell. We need to trade for pitching, and specifically a man named Shane Bieber, give them whatever they want, and then sign Shane to an extension.
We really do need him.
Oh, my goodness.
Also, like Lucas Giolito or Dylan Cease, one of those guys from the White Sox.
Cease has several years of control.
Yeah, I think Cease is more likely. But what in the world are Cardinals doing? We were playing so well, and then we gave that 3-run homer. I'm so mad right now. Like, I literally thought they would win this. Gallegos has been rough lately.
Here's the thing. If Altuve is batting right now, right?
Yeah.
Bring in your closer for the meat of the lineup and then let Gallegos close it out.
Yeah, I don't...
Have your best pitcher for their best hitters, the best part of their lineup.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Jose Abreu just hit a home run.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
Now they're behind 10-7. Gallegos, you're really bad at pitching. Trade him. I want him gone.
You know what the good news is? We just gave him an extension this past offseason.
Gallegos?
So, yeah, it was like a 2-year deal.
Oh, we can more value to trade. We need to get rid of him because he's pitching like trash.
That's my update. Is I'm angry.
So yeah, we're currently just angry in general. I have highs with football, and then we're both on the lows with the Cardinals baseball team, which is historically bad. But we know you don't come here.
Fire John Mozeliak. All right,
yes,
that's it.
Get rid of him.
Hey, did you know that Jose Abreu just hit a 2-run home run?
I think I just said that on here.
Yeah, you know now because I brought you in.
But what is great is when you're listening to this, you'll be like, they're so silly. The Cardinals end up walking it off in the 9th inning with a home run. But we don't know that yet, but you will know that when you listen on Monday.
You mean a walk-off grand slam?
Yes. Happy day before 4th of July when you're listening to this.
Wow.
Unless you're listening on the 4th.
It'll be perfect to listen on boats, on bicycles, on water, on a firework.
Yep, but not in a submarine.
Not in okay.
Okay. So we're
Samuel
going to go
hates
into our,
people on submarines.
We're going into our draft. Which...
Courtesy of last week's sponsor, Ali Hoopy.
Yes, shout out Ali Hoopy. You left our voice memo, and you're like, hey, you should draft chips. And then you gave lots of different categories, which is good because I only could think of one kind of chip, but you gave me lots of ideas.
Well, Samuel's going to be 1. I'm going to be 2.
Okay.
Siri, pick a number between
1 and 2. Ding, 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 ding.
It's 5.
I guess it's odd. So because it's
Siri,
odd,
pick a number between 1 and 2.
Oh my word!
It's 1.
Dang it!
Okay, so it's still me. Yeah. 1 and 2, 5.
That's actually my favorite thing Siri's ever done.
Patrick, what's 2 plus 2? Fish. I don't
Siri
know.
doesn't like it when I tell her that I'm naming her Cyrus.
Yeah, that could be it too. Because she's like, I don't relate to Miley.
Yeah, that's true. But I made her an Australian lady.
Okay, but. Everyone has one, and we're going to go into our chip draft. We're going to go our normal snake draft. We'll give some examples of why we like the chips that we like. Who knows? We could both be very bland. But with my number 1 overall pick, which Dane would never pick, but I'm still picking it because I enjoy it, I'm picking Simply Lay's Sea Salted.
Ew.
Do you even know what those are?
Sounds healthy.
They're not. Well, I don't know. They're like more like natural, but they're not. But they still taste like normal chips. But they have a very nice crunch, and they're a little more expensive.
Are they Kettle?
No, they're not Kettle.
Okay.
It kind of has a similar vibe to like their normal like original potato chips, but they're just better. It's hard to explain.
Does make any sense.
But they're. Huh?
Are you a salt and vinegar guy?
A little bit.
You're unbelievable.
I said I'm not going to pick this one of my chip.
Unbelievable.
But these are just like great potato chips, and one of the reasons is because the memories. Growing up, like that was one of the chips that we almost like kind of considered like a treat if we would get it because they were pricier. And I remember like numerous times, especially growing up, going to swim meets with like my dad, we would oftentimes go to like Subway or whatever, but we don't buy chips there because that's stupid.
That is stupid.
We buy big bags of chips at Walmart ahead of time.
The great value ones.
And no, we usually would get the Simply Lay's, sea salted. And for those reasons, that is my number 1 pick. You should try them. They're great.
And if you don't want to eat that trash, you can
Okay.
You can go with one of my number 1 picks here, which is going to be regular Doritos. It's an all-time great. It's been there ever since the CBA, the Chip Basketball Association.
I'm mad. I could have gone that route.
Or the CAA, the Chip American Association, was started back in 62, and it won the MVP in 72, 75, and 79. And it has been there for you in times of need. It can go by itself. It can go on a sandwich. It's really a versatile player.
What years did it win again?
72, 75, and 79.
Okay, it's not 69.
I'm sorry for my inappropriate co-host.
I thought it was back-to-back years.
No, 72, 75, and 79.
Okay, I heard that wrong.
You're a meatball.
Sorry.
Also, it won the championship in 83.
Okay, big for the Chip Association.
It was big for the Doritos brand.
Yeah.
So, here we are. Number 1, Durarios. Number 2. My nose itch.
You're like, a delay, and now you go.
Number 2. This one is going to be a highly touted.
Of course.
This player came in a little later to the game, but immediately was a spark plug for his team, won
huge.
Rookie of the Year, and went on to be a back-to-back-to-back MVP in 08, 09, and 2010.
Oh, okay.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Good pick. It
pick.
really is a flaming pick.
Yeah. You want to talk about somebody that every community can get around, like Flamin' Hot Cheetos by themselves are amazing. And then you find out, you're like, why am I still craving these Cheetos? And then you just keep eating them.
It's the heroin.
It is the heroin. It's kind of like modern Coke.
You see the red like powder on it. It's just like ground up heroin or cocaine or whatever.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Shrimp May.
Yeah.
All right. What's your pick?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you're going any farther with that. Okay. My number 2 pick, it was originally going to be the Doritos, and I should have gone with it, but I had to stand true to what my true number 1 pick is because it deserved it.
That's why you don't have feelings in the pimp game.
Yep.
I mean, the chip game.
Gosh. So my number 2 overall pick will be Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips.
That's disgusting.
They are delicious.
What's wrong with you?
They are, I don't get them like in the big bags really, but they are a staple when I do go to like sandwich restaurants and they have a chip option and I get chips.
Are those the kettle chips?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going the jalapeno and the kettle chips route, and they are delicious, and something about that nice tang with the chips, it goes really well with the sandwiches, and I really appreciate it on more than one level.
I have a side.
I love Miss Vicky.
Little factoid about kettle chips.
Yeah, factoid.
Factoid, if you will. Factoid.
Yeah, you're a factoid.
Hey, quit calling me fat, dude.
No, I'm calling you a factoid.
A little factoid about kettle chips.
If your coworkers call you a factoid, we know they're listening.
That's true. I prefer communism over kettle chips.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Kettle chips are disgusting. They insult me and the CAA.
They insult you?
Yeah, they insult me.
Salt?
No, they insult me.
Because there's salt on the chips.
No, they're the sultan of the trash.
Sultans of SWAT. They're the Babe Ruth of chips.
No. Who is that?
What? Okay.
But, no, it was disgusting.
Okay.
And
are you done with your communism route?
No, I don't like communism either.
Huh?
But I dislike kettle chips more.
Okay, that's understandable. So communism is above kettle chips for you.
No.
But below everything else?
No. Kettle chips are above communism.
You are confusing.
Kettle chips are disgusting.
You're indecisive. You make no sense.
No, I know what I'm saying.
You only make them dollars.
Cents.
Dollar
right.
bills. Okay.
Write yours down.
My number 3 overall pick. This was going to be my 4th overall pick until you ruined my order, which I thought might happen.
I'm him.
Number 3 overall pick. I'm picking the normal Cheetos.
Okay.
Don't give me any of those like puffy ones or anything else. They don't hit right. But the crunchy Cheetos, they slap different. They're
decent.
So good.
They're decent.
And they're another chip that is like very versatile. It's very good with sandwiches because a lot of chips in general I just consider like it's great with a sandwich or something.
It's very wide variety.
But it's also one of those chips where it's just nice eating them by themselves.
Yeah.
Because
they can stand alone.
You can't do that with all chips. Some chips I think you have to eat it with something.
That's true.
Like a meal. And then other chips it has to be with like ketchup or something else along those lines.
Ketchup.
A lot of times
what are you dipping in ketchup?
A lot of times I go normal potato chips with ketchup and I put hot sauce in it and mix it, and it's actually really nice. But I do it late at night, so I remember it in the morning. It hurts.
I've never been more disappointed in you than right now. You take regular chips and you mix hot sauce and ketchup together and eat them with that?
Typically, it's either sriracha with ketchup, so it's like a spicy ketchup, or it's like this other hot sauce I got recently, and I think this could be one of the reasons that I have high blood pressure at times.
I've never heard of anybody eating ketchup with chips.
It's delicious.
No.
But it's, mainly you have to have this. You have to have spicy. There's something weird about it where like between 11 to 1 a.m. it slaps, and it's also really unhealthy. But I do that more than I should, especially during COVID.
Are you an American citizen? I need to know.
What other country would dip chips and ketchup and
I'm
eat
just
it at
asking,
1 a.m.?
I don't know any
country would do this.
I don't know any other Americans doing this.
Hey, I'm sure they're out there. I mean, you've never dipped chips in ketchup?
No.
I think that's a pretty common thing. Is like French fries and ketchup.
No.
It's a similar idea. If you have like a burger or something, a lot of times you have ketchup and then you dip the chips.
No, I throw that chip away if it's
Everybody
touching
let
the
me
ketchup.
know who is right here. Have you dipped your
unbelievable.
chips in ketchup?
We gotta
or
make an
do you
Instagram
think
poll.
you're on Dane's side where it's like, no. That's crazy. No one dips their chips in ketchup.
The only chips that should be dipped are obviously Tostitos, regular like
Yeah, but not
Tostito
like
chips.
ketchup. You go with salsa.
Yeah, that
or
doesn't
cheese
matter.
dip.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's its own thing. But the only things that should be dipped outside of that are regular wavy Lays in French onion dip.
Okay, but yes, you can also put it in ketchup.
No.
I think I am in the right here. Please let us know because I am right and Dane is wrong. And on that note, Dane, go for your next 2 picks while I try to figure out my 4th.
All right, as I collect my thoughts here after that atrocity.
How do you spell that?
Chips?
No thoughts.
Thoughts? TH. I can't spell the rest because it's inappropriate. And
It's the wild episode.
there's a wild episode. Unhinged because it's pod after dark.
Yeah.
But so what I'm going to take here is I can't decide what I want to go with here.
That's a great answer for your next 2 that you don't know.
I'm going to go with peanut butter pretzels.
Okay, now you're just trying to be unhinged because those aren't chips.
Then what are they?
They're pretzels.
Yeah, that's a chip.
Okay. Do you hear what he's saying? He's saying no one has normal potato chips with ketchup.
No
but
one
he
does
can
that.
sit here and say that chocolate-covered pretzels
Yep, that's a chip.
are chips.
That's a chip.
He is unhinged.
Hot dog is a sandwich and pretzels are chips.
The only reason we can have this podcast is because he just takes pure opposite answers of whatever I say, which makes for better content, but it can be frustrating, let me tell you.
Listen, nobody believes that Iguodala should take the shot over Curry to win to save the world.
Oh, my
and
word.
I believe that pretzels are chips.
Okay, just
Specifically,
keep going, I
the
guess.
peanut butter pretzels.
You're nuts.
Samuel's so mad. But peanut butter pretzels are
Wait,
delicious.
peanut butter pretzels?
Yeah, with like.
I thought you said chocolate-covered pretzels.
Well, that too. I want that too.
So you're picking peanut butter pretzels and chocolate pretzels as your number 3 pick.
Hold on, let me check with the committee. Yeah, they allow it.
Okay, peanut butter and chocolate covered.
Not at the same
pretzels.
time. Not at the same time.
I know. I can explain it. I was just typing
Yeah.
it out.
But those are delicious. Like both are exactly what you want because they can be a star player, be the standalone on their own team, kind of lead you into the playoffs. But in order to get you over the hump, you got to pair chocolate-covered pretzels with chocolate-covered strawberry. You got to pair peanut butter pretzels
We're talking about chips
with
here.
a different thing.
We're not talking about
I know.
pears.
We're talking. We're talking about a charcuterie board here.
Oh, my word.
No, we're not really.
Okay.
But yeah, if you get the yogurt covered pretzels or like
Yogurt covered pretzels?
I know my words. But chocolate covered pretzels, you can get white. You can get regular chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
A little quick story about that.
Yeah, give me the quick story. It can be a long story, too. This is a podcast.
No, it's a quick story.
Okay, quick story.
Made my girlfriend in high school chocolate covered pretzels and strawberries.
Did you tell her that they were chips?
No, not at the time. Wasn't concerned with that.
Do you think she realized that you were thinking that?
No.
Are you dating to this day?
No, not even close.
Yep, I'm right, you're wrong.
She's not a believer, and she's a doctor. So dodged 2 bullets.
And if you didn't miss the second one, you might have met her again.
I mean, a lot of things, really.
Yeah, yep.
But also,
Because I was saying, if you got hit
no.
and she's a doctor,
Yeah.
you could have maybe
that makes
seen.
sense.
See
She
what
could
I
have
did
stitched
there?
me up there.
It's a big, yeah. And I mean, she already had to stitch up your heart. So that
No.
was supposed to be a second one.
No.
Okay, keep
Lindsay
going.
knows who it is.
Yeah.
But so then oh yeah, made them for her. Left him in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of May.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, it'll be fine. I'll give him to her after school.
Yeah.
Gave him to her after school. Very melted. Very like. Have you ever left fruit in the sun?
I think most fruit grows in the sun.
Well, have you ever left fruit in the sun after being picked?
So
not
like really. I know it can get kind of mushy.
Well, yeah. Specifically, like if you were to pick off of the vine this this
Shout
strawberry, and then 2 weeks later, it's not good. And then you cover it in chocolate, and then you put it in your car where it's just baking. Did not end up very well. So she threw those away, and they were not good. It just wasn't a good time and didn't work out. But for my final pick,
Yes, number 4 with your final pick. Who are you picking, Dane?
I want to take a personal favorite of mine.
D's?
No. But it is what is called, I call them now the LeBron chips.
LeBron chips.
Yeah,
So they're the GOAT of chips.
No.
Okay.
They have LeBron on the bag.
Okay.
And they are spicy, wavy Lays, basically.
Spicy, wavy Lays is your final pick.
Yeah, well, it's like cheddar.
Spicy, wavy Lays.
Yeah, it's like cheddar, sour cream, spicy, wavy Lays. And it's those they're like really good. I love eating them by themselves. They are not just good on a sandwich. They're perfect on a sandwich. You put them on there.
You put them on the sandwich?
Yeah. Are you telling me that you don't put chips on a sandwich?
I think that I went to like this gifted program when I was younger because I'm a genius.
I took AP US history.
And there I would always, and that's like the first time I was really around like public school kids, like in a public school like scenario.
That's where you went wrong.
And I was like, you guys are, you're literally sticking chips on your sandwich. It'll make them soggier quicker. How? Because it's the moisture of the sandwich.
What's moist on your sandwich?
Are you ever having a turkey sandwich or a peanut butter and jelly? That's moist.
Mine doesn't. I'm not putting chips on a peanut butter and jelly.
You just have a chip sandwich. Is it chips and bread?
No, it's
public school
here's
kid.
What it is. First off, if you get wheat bread, you should not be allowed to vote in this country. But then, if you get white bread, turkey, lettuce, cheese, these chips that I'm talking about.
Are you telling me none of those things you have any sort of moisture?
No.
Level?
They have little to none.
So little?
Very, very little.
Yes.
Very, very minimal to none.
You are losing this debate.
No, you should not have a moist
chips
turkey.
Separately are better because it has a better like crunch, a better flavor overall, and then you can really like decide how much chip you want to each thing. However, I will go with you in a slight way. When I get Chick-fil-A, especially like their normal chicken sandwich and get their fries, I put a few fries on the chicken sandwich.
You're unbelievable.
And then I put some like barbecue sauce on it or something else, and then you get a nice little bite of French fry in each bite, and then you can still have the fries on the side.
That's disgusting.
I'll give you that, but
That's
not
disgusting.
the chips on the sandwich.
No, I want my fries on the side by themselves.
Okay, just like you at the playground.
Doesn't make any sense. Oh, on the side by yourself. No, chips on sandwich, fries not on Chick-fil-A sandwich. Go to Popeyes.
I said every time he goes opposite. I don't.
I made this proclamation before you even took a stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
any other thoughts on your spicy wavy Lay's LeBron James cheddar chips?
They are good.
They sound good.
They are.
Okay, so that is your fourth and final pick.
Yep.
And for my fourth and final pick, I'm gonna pick tortilla chips. Tortilla chips at an authentic Mexican restaurant.
You're unbelievable.
Because those are delicious no matter where you go for the most part. They're usually kind of light, they're salty, they're warm. There's something about them that just makes you enjoy chips more than you ever have in your life in that moment, especially with like the free salsa.
Yeah.
It is delicious.
And
they're free.
They are free. I'll give you that one.
Yes.
What a basic white girl answer.
Yeah.
If you dip it in the salsa, it's all right. If you dip in the queso, we have a problem.
I usually don't get queso in those scenarios because one of my big points is that it's free. You buy the queso, you're spending money.
Queso is way more delicious than the salsa, though.
Yeah, which one's free?
Both of them, if you think about it.
No,
exactly.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
But queso's delicious, and I need it.
I'm sure when you go to those places with like the point you made,
if
you ever ask, hey, is anything fat-free? And then you're like, oh, it's all fatty. That means it's all free. Is that your thought process?
No, here's my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
First off, it's yummy. And then my second thought process is when you're out with a lady and you want to send a power move, like money's no object, you order the queso. And then she's like, ooh, big spender.
And I'm just like, we're getting the chips and salsa. You're ordering ice water. You can have a lemon if you want it. And then we can order the normal food. And we will enjoy it so much. It is delicious.
And we will tip 18%.
Maybe. But you tip before tax. You don't tip after tax. If you want to get it, like yell at me, otherwise, I'm sorry, you're wrong. But you tip before tax.
I used to be an awful tipper. I would tip $1 and then what would round up to the next dollar.
That is really bad.
So it'd be like $1.37.
I at least make sure I hit the minimum of 15% before tax.
I used to.
Sometimes, nowadays, I am more generous and I'm willing to maybe boost to the next dollar, whatever that may be. Or if I feel like I had really good service, I might boost more because not hot take, somewhat hot take.
Yeah.
I think if you give really good service, you deserve a better tip. If you're just doing your normal job, I don't think you deserve a really hot tip.
Absolutely.
So, but again, I don't really punish people if they do bad. I still try to be nice.
If they do bad, they don't deserve a tip.
Well,
this is America.
I don't think that. Unless they literally like spit in your food or something. But because you don't know, they could be having like a really bad day.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're going through.
Guess what? Mm-hmm. I go to my job every day, and every day my job makes it a bad day.
This could be a grinding my gears thing, but, we already did that segment, and we got to conclude on our picks,
I need to tell you something.
Okay, really quick.
I brought a 12-pack of Baja Blast to work, and it's under my desk.
And they call you fat?
Yeah. I work at a vending machine company. What do you want from me?
That's valid. That's very valid. That's very, very, very
This
valid.
is actually a way of saving money.
Mm-hmm.
Live better, Walmart.
I also think save, live money, Menards. Whatever Menards says.
Save big money at Menards.
Yeah.
Lindsay Reed used to work there.
Okay.
And Daniel Reed.
We just talk about Lindsay consistently because, why not? And she enjoys it, I'm sure. But I have... You just talk about whatever for a second.
Okay. So, back to how Samuel's a wacko.
Okay. Yep. I'm good now. I was confused earlier with something that we were sent, but now I got it clarified in my mind. Because, yes, we were sent another voice memo.
Hello.
It was not the official way, but it was via Instagram. Also, technically, I don't know if this is a voice memo because I didn't listen to it again.
Was there a voice?
But do you know who it's from?
Do I have to lie?
No.
Who's it from?
It's from Grace and May, the newly married.
Wow.
Grace and Trent, shout out.
Trent put a ring on that finger.
Yes, I'm really curious because I'm not going to lie. When I first saw the message, the profile picture, it's really a big picture of Trent's head.
I like that.
And then Grayson smiling. But for whatever reason, I wasn't thinking, and I was thinking it was Trent. But I'm like, wait a second. This is definitely Grayson.
Trent's face is beautiful, and yes. Grayson tried to get Trent to fight me.
Yes, yeah.
So here we are.
Hey, we can talk about that more. But we do have a 32-second voice memo. It could be both of them. It could just be one. But we're going to play it right now, and hopefully it's good.
So, yeah, just wanted to send you guys a voice memo.
We appreciate you guys shouting us out on the pod.
Yeah, I felt so honored.
We didn't have an open bar or appetizers because that's like
thousands of dollars.
So much money.
Facts.
But we loved writing the handwritten notes for you guys, and we appreciate you guys. So.
Yeah. Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point.
I think you guys did it great because while I do love all that stuff, I know it can be very, very pricey.
Yeah, that's why I'm marrying rich.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, definitely. That's the only way to do it. But JK. Yeah, I know, especially some weddings get so ridiculously priced, and it's very, very nuts.
It do.
Yeah, so I think it's smarter being wise with the wedding because obviously, like, you guys did a really good job, like how you set it up. Yeah, and it was a very fun time.
Well, it's like it's for you guys, and you do whatever the heck you want. I'm happy to be there.
We did say last week that it was for the guest.
It is for
it's actually for us. Yeah, hey, treat us better next time.
But no, honestly, whenever I just get invited, like frankly in general, I'm just like, wow, they took the time to think of me and say, I want them at my wedding. That's really awesome. Yeah. And so I just really appreciate even being just invited.
Well, real talk, I feel like I'm sure this probably has happened to you too. I don't know how much, but
probably
I feel like there's been so many weddings over the years where I was like, oh, I didn't get invited.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I had a better relationship with whoever, or thought with everybody else being invited, I probably would also be invited.
Yeah.
But that has happened a lot more than I would like to admit.
Well, and it comes back to the same deal of like, it's really pricey to have a really big wedding and just extravagant. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of one day. Do you want to like kind of mortgage your future for a big party?
I think they have that TV show where it's literally like
90 Day Fiance.
It's like wedding or home. Basically, it's like the idea is like, hey, you can have this crazy amazing wedding, or you can
have a home for 30 years,
down payment on a home. And
yeah,
and like the amount of times, like I haven't watched it, but I've like heard about it. It's like they pick weddings a lot. I'm like,
crazy.
You could have literally had a house. Like, what are you doing?
No offense to people who have had a crazy wedding, but it's more of a look at me pick.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, like, again, if you do have, like, a lot of money where you could throw it at it.
Yeah.
But if things are a little bit tighter and your decision is a house or a crazy, crazy, crazy wedding.
Then a van's a good compromise.
Exactly. That's where we're going. Like, you get the van.
Yeah, get the van. Man, and I can't believe that Grayson and Trent May got Michael Fuller kicked out of K-Life.
Yeah, we had to bring it back around. We started. You were probably on your toes, like, why did he get kicked out? And that was, I was going to say their dying wish, but it was their married wish that Michael gets kicked out. So, Michael, I'm sorry. That's the reason you're out.
The death of their singleness brought us Michael Fuller's removal.
Yes. Man,
is there anything else that has been reviewed of the pod?
I'm about to say it, but I was just gonna say one more time that I'm very grateful you guys sent a voice memo. That's really awesome. I had a very good time at your wedding. You guys did a very good job. I hope to see you guys around because I know you're married, so you don't care about anybody anymore. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Now we gotta ask Mom if we can come over. Mom,
please. Is Trent Mom?
Yes.
Trent me
yes.
Mom?
Yes, and no.
I feel like he's more.
If there's pizza rolls, then absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh man, pizza rolls are good.
So good. But you were just insinuating there's something else.
What?
And I know you're excited for this for a variety of reasons because it always comes back to this person. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Jesus?
Well, okay, that is true. But right behind is technically Jake Trustin-Art, which is not who we're talking about right now. And then
Baja Blast?
It is then Baja Blast. And then it's Lindsay Reed.
Oh,
do you know why we're talking about Lindsay Reed?
Because she's a punk?
Yes, but not really.
Her husband's cool.
Huh?
Her husband's cool.
He's awesome.
And
they're both solid.
Her husband's parents are really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Lindsay, well.
Yeah. Hey. But this is a positive.
Lindsay has a crazy cat.
Because we already know this. We've heard the stories. We've had multiple calls with her on the pod.
She did name it the Shmee.
Yes. Hey. The friends of the podcast know.
She named another one Milton.
Let me get at this. All right. She did leave us an official written voice memo on Apple Podcasts because I think she had left a 5-star review back in the past, but it sounded like she went back in and added a written review as well, which I appreciate. And if anybody has done that, thank you. And if you've not done that, please do that.
Can you read it to me? Because I'm illiterate.
Of course.
Personally.
She put entertaining. That's how it starts.
That was the title. Title. Okay.
She put, I can always look to this podcast to help me cheerfully pass the time, whether I'm on a long drive, cleaning my home, on a walk, etc. It's so ridiculous that it gives you a good laugh and has the ability to brighten your day. I would say you may lose brain cells listening, but how many do you really need? Dane is my favorite person in the world.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding.
That's crazy. He's also the most athletic, funniest, and
I would not be anything without him. I owe everything to Dane Biesmeyer.
I simply can't measure up.
The last part we might have just assumed what she was going to put next. She probably ran out of characters.
Probably, you know how it is.
Yeah, but everything else was super dope, and I'm just really grateful that she left a nice message for us. And yeah. You all should leave messages for us too. But I think that's a good spot to really jump into our sponsors of the week.
To kind of wrap it up.
You know, number one, sponsor of the week. I'm sure you're on I don't know what you're on, but it's Jesus.
Ah,
yeah,
Jesus.
Oh, he took my breath away. Yeah, Jesus is number one. As always, he always will be. Not plot twist. Spoiler alert, he'll be number one next week as well.
That's
and
crazy.
Every following week. But you'll always have to listen to make sure we stand true to that promise.
Good point.
But you know
could be
what?
Liars.
Standing true to a promise is what the Bible is all about. And
Facts.
Dane, you have a verse of the week, I'm assuming.
I sure do.
Do you want to read that here on the pod?
Many have asked me what my lock screen is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this verse. It's Acts 20:24, just verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "But I do not account my life of any value, nor as precious to myself, if only I may finish my course in the ministry that I received from the Lord Jesus, to testify to the gospel of the grace of God."
That's a good verse.
Yeah, I kind of made it my background because there's a lot of days where you're just sitting there like, man, this is tough. Like, Like, I'm tired of doing this. We're in our 20s. And there's days where I'm like, I'm tired of doing this. When am I ever going to get past this area? When am I ever going to be able to do this area? And then you get to it, and it's, again, not as glamorous as you thought it was going to be.
You get called fat by coworkers.
Exactly. I thought having a job would be great because I'd have money. Turns out I don't have money, and I get called fat by coworkers. So there's that. And but it's just like, you know, you look forward to these things and they let you down. Then you start to remember that this isn't our home. This isn't where we belong. And it really appeals to the unfading glory that is to be revealed whenever Christ comes back or we enter heaven.
That was a good word.
Word.
Yeah, that was a lot of good words.
Words. Who's number 2?
Number 2, Jake, Trust, and Art.
I haven't seen that man in a few days.
We're in his house. He's not in his house. But without this house, we would not have a podcast.
I haven't seen him since Sunday. It's Wednesday.
That's disappointing. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, he hasn't taken out the trash.
He sat behind me at church the other day.
He did?
Yep.
He throw things at you?
No, I didn't realize it because I got there like a couple minutes after they started.
Typical.
And I was like, I don't like getting ahead of people because when I stand up for singing, I block everybody's view.
And you can see over everybody else.
And then I was like, well, these 2 people behind me aren't super tall, so I'll try to move over to the side. And then when I was getting communion, I'm like, oh, I know those 2.
Hey, you 2.
Yeah.
Plus, his lady friend's like 5'4".
Yeah, so I didn't stand right ahead of her. I went 1 seat over.
You're a foot taller than her.
Yeah. So I gave both of them a nice view of the stage.
You're almost a foot taller than Jake, Trust, and Art because he's like 5'6".
Yeah, and he's like 25 years older than me.
That's so true. What an old man.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. He's still our number 2 sponsor of the week.
What's our 3rd sponsor?
Dane's new operation.
I hate that.
Dane's a playa. You know it. You
know
it's
it.
Not
True.
I'm not going to go into any details, but Dane, you share what you want to share. And who knows? We have like 1 million listeners now, so most likely out of the 1 million people, probably someone might be listening. Who knows?
Lindsay Reed knows who it is. And a few other people who are in the circle. But but no details for now. Maybe details coming one of these days. But
so
for right now...
It's not Taylor Swift?
She's yet to respond.
Okay. Just to make sure.
But
because if Lindsay knew her, I'm like, hey, get me some tickets.
Yeah, hey, whoa, way. But no. If there's updates to happen, right now we're in the stage of playing it cool. Play it cool.
Yeah, play it cool.
Yeah,
play it cool, you know?
Play it cool, you know? All right. But yeah, that's the last thing. And any last thoughts, Samuel?
You know, just keep listening to the pod. Keep doing life. Keep doing what you do unless it's legal. And that's all my thoughts for the day.
Mine is, what's 50 grand to a ginger like me? Can you please remind me? Ball so hard.
And on that note, this has been episode 27 of the Until Next Week podcast.
Baja Blast. See you later.